wanted to do there you go. They're gobbling still, about 75 yards away, 70 yards away. I wanted to do a opening of spring scouting season, and I'm out here looking for deer sign. But a month and a half away, we've got spring gobbler season, and I love to hunt gobblers as much as I love to hunt deer, so I thought I'd do a good video series on how I approach the beginning of the season, how I scout. And this is it, mid-March. You pick a day like this, you get a day like this, and you're gonna get into some business. I didn't hear any birds gobble on the roost, so I go out to high points. I get up on ridge tops where valleys connect, and the hill areas, the mountainous or the ridge areas here in western Pennsylvania, and I stand up there and I listen, and I pinpoint every gobbler. I use mapping systems that are out there that you can get apps for, and I pinpoint every sound that I hear, whether it be a yelp, whether it be a gobble, whether it be a, an owl hooting. I mark everything. I mark scratching sign. I mark locations where there's water. I mark locations where there's fields. I mark locations where they might be funneling. And then I get out and I walk. The biggest thing is getting out early, listening and walking, and then track those turkeys and what they do from March to opening day, because their behaviors will change as food sources change, as spring moves along and more food sources are available. Fields green up, plants start to grow, their habits will change. So they're breaking up in winter mode right now. What you just heard are gobblers mixed with a flock of hens. As the spring progresses, those groups will become smaller. They will break up, and gobblers will form their harems, where they'll have hens that they're breeding 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then as you can see, the spring moves on and hens start to nest. You'll see those harems start to diminish in size. It might go from 6 or 7 down to 5, down to 2. It may only have 1 or maybe just a few here and there once in a while. Hens lose a nest. They may come back to the gobblers. But you've got to monitor this stuff in order to have consistent and a successful spring. You've got to monitor from mid-March here in western Pennsylvania in areas, in the same latitude. Ohio, New York, Michigan, places like that. They're all in the same time frame in terms of coming out of winter mode and moving into that spring breeding habitat. Yes, I've seen gobblers breed hens in the middle of March here in western Pennsylvania. I've watched it. But you've got to get out. There you go again. You've got to get out. You've got to monitor it in order to be successful. You've got to know what the gobblers are doing at every step of the way in order to have consistent success. And that's the best tip I can give anyone. You've got to get out in the woods. You've got to make time if you want to be successful. You've got to walk the woods. You've got to listen. You've got to watch. You've got to look for sign. You've got to look for food sources. You've got to know where those birds are consistently roosting. Yes, turkeys will roost in the same place in every spring for years. I've watched it. I've seen it. I have accounts of it. I have notes. Many, many pages of notes that I've written down about what I've seen since I've been a 12-year-old boy, and I'm 41 now. So, the tip, get out there, get scouting. Go out before light. Get on ridge tops, vantage points where you can hear for a long distance on calm mornings, and watch and listen. Don't make any calls. Don't make any sounds. Don't spook the birds. Just watch and listen. When you enter the woods and when you leave the woods, it's as if you were never there. It's the greatest tip that I can give. Get out there and watch. This is the first video of hopefully several that I'll do on how I go about approaching my springs. Today's March 19th, and those birds are breaking out of winter mode. Beautiful day out here.